I'm going to show you the card trick and the tutorial for this trick. So in case you want to learn a good card trick. Okay. You know how they say everyone has their lucky numbers, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to give you a small example. Like, what is your lucky number?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you picked that number?
Just my soccer number.
Soccer number? Alright. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't have a lucky number per se, but what I do have is a lucky card, and my lucky card is the 7 of clubs, because it is rumored to be the luckiest card in the deck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it face up, and I'm going to put the deck on top. So you'd see I just put it somewhere in the middle of the deck, right? Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Alright. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect the cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this deck and I'm going to flip it over to the side. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about a third of the deck. So I'd say, okay, maybe that's right there. So I'd set that right there. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to cut about 2/3 of the deck. And I'm going to say,
Yes.
right there.
He said I could.
Now these remaining cards, I'm just going to shuffle. I can just mix these up in my hand. And now just take a random cut off of any way you want. You can cut it in half any way you want. Let's say they grab a group of cards like this, and it's a queen of clubs. Y'all see that?
Yep.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. The rest of the cards go on the bottom of the deck. And you memorize the queen of clubs. As you see, you have a small group of cards here, but you want to do is memorize the bottom card, so it's a queen of clubs. And I'm going to set it right there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to collect the cards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that 7, that face up 7, and we say there it is. And we're going to bring it over to the top. Now all we're going to do is put it face over. So now I just flip the card over, so now all the cards are face down. Y'all see that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a casino style. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count out 3 7s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's your third 7. And now you tell a spectator, okay, now you can tell this card trick is lucky because there's a 7 of clubs on the bottom of the deck. Y'all see that? You say, okay, just for good measure, let's do one more count to 7. This should be really good. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th card should have been your card, the queen of clubs. That's the trick, and let's go on with the tutorial. You say, okay, give the deck a little mix up. You say, okay, you know how everyone has their lucky numbers? Here's what you're doing. While you're talking about your lucky numbers, what you're doing is you're counting out. I like to go 3, 6, 9, 10, and then flip it over so no one knows, and then 3, 6, 9, and 10. So by that time, you should have about 20 cards here. This is going to be 20 cards. And what you're doing is looking for that 7 and say, there it is. And all you're doing is putting it face up. So the spectator, if he was to look at it like this, he would see the 7 of clubs is in the middle of the deck somewhere. But what you know is this is 20 cards right here, and the 7 of clubs should be in the 21st position. And after that, you just collect the cards and say, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take the deck and put it alongside like this. You're going to cut about a third of the deck. So I might say, okay, cut right there. Set it down here. Now the remaining deck, we're going to cut about 2/3 of the deck and say we're cut right there. But here's the secret. If you were to look at the second deck, the 7 of clubs should be in this deck somewhere, and there it is. The 7 of clubs should remain in the second deck, and that's the trick. But you said, tell a spectator, okay, these remaining cards I can just shuffle, mix up in my hands. because as you can see, the 7 of clubs is nowhere in this pile anymore. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a random cut, like cut right there, and let's say the spectator's card is the 10 of diamonds. Say, okay, the remaining cards go on the bottom, face up, of the second deck. And you say, okay, now you see there are 5 random cards here, but we want to memorize the 10 of diamonds. And say, okay, now put it face down on the top of the first deck, and you should put the second deck on the top of the first deck, and then there. Now what you're going to do is find that 7 and say there it is. Bring it to the top of the deck. Now what you're going to do is put the deck face over. So now all of the cards in the deck are face down. But anyway, you say you're going to go for a casino style. So you count out 3 sevens. What you do is you deal down 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th card you set off to the side. That's 1 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's your third 7. And now, you tell a spectator, okay, you can tell this card trick is lucky because there's the 7 of clubs on the bottom. But here's a trick. If you were to look at these 3 cards, you would tell there's a 10 of diamonds on the top of the deck, plus 2 random cards, we have no idea. But the trick is, this 10 of diamonds should be face up on the top of the deck, but you tell a spectator, okay, let's go for one more round of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card should have been the 10 of diamonds, but it never changed. The position of the cards never changed. They're still in the same position. And the 7th and final card should have been the 10 of diamonds, and that's a trick. Hoping to post more videos soon. That's it. I'll see you next time.